Welcome back into Exit 99 Sports. As always, my name is Caleb DeLoach, and we are winding down seasons here. We're in conference tournaments. We're in the postseason in a couple of different sports. So, we're at the very, very end of the school year. I saw kids were doing prom this past weekend. We're into May now, so it's coming to a close here. The sports calendar, high school sports calendar around here is coming to a close pretty soon. So we've got a lot of big-time stuff going on. Usually I just jump straight in, talk about, just go, game scores. I'm going to start a little bit differently today. There's a couple of big events that have taken place, at least ones that really took up a lot of brain space for me the last week or so. And that is, number one, SEMO Conference Baseball Tournament is going on as I speak to you right now. So we'll keep progressing through that. But a very, very big time tournament over at Kappa Hall and other places, Cape Jackson, etc. But big time tournament going on over there. Jackson, the 1 seed, has advanced to the championship game. They're playing Poplar Bluff right now as I talk to you. So maybe I should have waited a day to do this show, but I will be actively checking the scores. So this is going to be a fun exercise for you and me. You guys are going to be watching. This is going to be, Tuesday, Wednesday, who knows, whenever you're watching, listening in the future. But I'm going to be just reacting throughout the show here to what's happening. But bear with me there. The other thing that's really been on me, that's been on my mind heavily here was, and as it should be no surprise, if you are somewhat frequent listener to this, I maybe more than almost anybody in Southeast Missouri, I really, really love track and field. Okay. And I don't know why. I wasn't really good at it. I wasn't fast at all, but it's just fun. I don't know. It's just like the most simple game, most simple sport, there is. Who's the fastest, right? Or who can throw something the furthest, or who can jump the highest, or who can jump the furthest. It's just what you've been doing since you were, able to walk, basically, right? Like that's the first thing you do in school. Play day. It's like we're not usually having like a 3-point shooting contest on play day. You're just having races and stuff. So you're trying to see who can throw baseball or softball the furthest, things like that. So it's just a sport I really, really enjoy. And it kind of coinciding with me starting this show, we've had a real, it's real recency bias, probably, maybe, but we just had such a explosion of big time athletes right now in Southeast Missouri is in track and field. I cover Cape Jackson, Notre Dame, Saxony, and like those schools obviously are kind of leading the pack a lot of times, but there's so many like small schools kids that are doing some crazy stuff. And so that is what I've gotten really passionate about here of late. And, I have friends in the track community around here. And it's been really fired up for me. So I'm going to jump straight in, talk about the SEMO Conference Meet here from this past, Friday over at Cape Central. And it was unbelievable meet. Some of the times people put up, where that put them in pecking orders and around the area, around the state, all time in their school's history. It was an incredible day of track. Kids put up incredible performances. I don't, you say there was some help from the wind because it'd be whatever, fast track over at Cape Central. I don't know, but there was just awesome performances. Wind was legal. There was no questionable wind even. So, it was just an unbelievable day. And, I'm just going to kind of run through here. I'm just going to go event by event, talk about our local kids here in the Cape County area. But, man, there were some unbelievable performances up and down the track. So, saying all that, to go ahead and jump in and tell you, start with the 100 meters. I'm going to do boys, and then I'm going to go girls. So, starting on the boys' side, insane 100-meter race. I posted about it on Twitter on x.com. One of the best 100. I'm just going to state this as a fact. I don't know if it is a fact. You can say whatever you want when you have microphones. You can just call it a fact. Maybe the best 100 in the state so far this year. One of the fastest I mean, it has the fastest runner in the state in the 100 right now, which was Barrett Reagan of Jackson, 10.37. 10.37. 10.37. That's unreal. It's unimaginable. I tell people all the time, like I was in high school over a decade ago now. And you know, when we were in school, we had a couple kids that were just so much faster than everybody else. And these kids, like the Reagans and others from around the area, are just so much faster than those people were that it's just so hard for me to like comprehend like this area. And I guess kids around the state, kids all over the country are just getting so much faster year after year after year. And I mean, Barrett Reagan, no exception, 10.37, school record at Jackson, obviously a PR. He's number one in the state, number one in class 5, 10.37. Right behind him, his brother, Blaine Reagan, 10.50, a PR for him, puts him, I believe, third in the state. We'll talk about that here in a little bit more in a minute. Evan Schoaf at Kelly ran 10.61. Kenyon Johnson at Poplar Bluff ran 10.68. Xavier Jones at Poplar Bluff ran 10.88. Hudson Dennis, I've talked about it 1,000 times. He finally's got under that 11-second mark. He ran 10.99 PR, and he came in 6th place. He ran 10.99. I believe he set a school record at Notre Dame, a school that's been around for a long time. It's an institution. A lot of great athletes have come through there over the years, right? And just an insane time, an insane day at the track for him, 10.99, and he comes in 6th place. So, like, I mean, this is just telling you how strong this meet was, that, you know, there's PRs everywhere. 7th place, Torrance Murray ran 11 flat. Dylan Newman of Notre Dame ran a PR in 11.03. Like, there were just PRs after PR after PR. It was crazy. But it makes sense, though. I mean, you get this many fast kids on a track together. You can talk about outside influences, whether, you know, whatever. It's fast track, it's wind aided, things like that. I mean, more than anything, fast kids, they drag people along with them, right? You're about to see some more of that here in a second. But 10.37 is just unreal. I've never thought I would see a Jackson kid run 10.37, and yeah, it's happened. So shout out to Barrett, man. Blaine, 10.5, unbelievable. These kids are out of their mind. They are just on a different level as far as track and field goes than I could have ever imagined back when I was in high school. So shout out to him. Moving on up to the 200, I could just repeat this entire spiel. Let's just pretend I just copy and paste everything I just said, and apply it to the 200 as well. Because in the 200, Barrett Reagan won the meet, which I guess isn't a surprise. He goes 21.00, 21.0, unbelievable. Kid is a monster. And then right behind him, his brother, Blaine, 21.29. Schoaf, I mentioned from Kelly, he runs 21.58. Kenyon Johnson, 21.60. Hudson Dennis goes 22.25. Dylan Newman goes 22.80. I mean, just an unreal performance once again in the 200. I mean, 21 flat is incredible. There's all the conversion factors of hand time versus electronic now. I mean, Barrett Reagan's the fastest kid I've seen. So, I mean, this is unbelievable. He technically broke Mario Whitney's 10.4 handheld time at the state meet back in 2002. Mario Whitney still technically sits atop the school leaderboard, 20.9 handheld back in 2002 in the state championships. But goodness gracious, dude, kids can fly, absolutely fly, and yeah, just a huge day. Winning the 1, the 2, and then by the way, they kind of they had the Reagans also ran the 400, and unsurprisingly, they went 1-2 there. I made the joke. I was like, "What? They just kind of take a nice jog there in the 400 because they both ran 49.2." Or no, excuse me, 49.7 for Barrett, 49.8 for Blaine. I mean, these kids just show up and just they can't imagine running a 50, which is just unbelievable to me. So whatever, Barrett gets first, Blaine gets second in the 100, the 200, and the 400. Outside of them, Maxim Mayhew comes in 5th there, 52. But man, what a day out there in the sprints. Bumping up to the 800, Nathan Meisner of Jackson, he comes in first there, 2:03. Elijah Creek right behind him, 2:04, and also Cole Gross, what is that, 0.7 seconds behind there, or 0.6, excuse me, behind him, 2:04.80. Carter Reese there at 2:05 comes in fifth place. So good day out on track in the 800 as well. In the 16, Aiden Morris continuing his real run of dominance right now. Runs 4:39 to get first place. Once again, kid's only a sophomore. He's got a lot of room to keep improving. He's going to be a stud by the time it's all said and done. Carter Sander of Jackson comes in third at 4:39.87, so he's about 7/10 behind Morris. Blake DeBrot puts up a PR 4:52, coming fourth place, and Aiden Ebalski gets fifth place for Jackson in 4:55. Up in the 3,200, Aiden Morris gets the double. He's the only guy that goes sub 10 in the race. He goes 9:53. Chase Wendell right behind him. Tower Ewan of Jackson gets a PR 10:09. So 10:05, 10:09 for Wendell and Towers. So shout out to those guys getting it done as well. In the hurdles, man, we had a unbelievable performance by a guy over in Fruitland on the hurdles, Nashawn Davis. Nashawn Davis goes 14:59 on the hurdles. Insane PR for him. Obviously, it's a similar situation where I talked about a lot of people trying to, you've got Barrett doing things that's otherworldly and Blaine that's right there on his heels. You've got a lot of guys trying to chase those two and beat them in these races. A lot of guys who are tired of losing to these, the Reagan brothers. Similar deal, which is, Patrick Slack, Poplar Bluff, everybody's chasing him in the hurdles, right? He's he's maybe the best in the state in the 100 hurdles. He's a stud in the 300 as well. Nashawn Davis, once again, the kid, unbelievable fight, unbelievable showing. He goes 14:59. His previous best this season, 15:11. So he drops his PR by a half a second in the 110 hurdles, Insane improvement. Shout out to Nashawn. He immediately puts himself in a big-time state contender position. Right behind those two guys, Demarion Williams runs 15:17 at Cape Central. Another sophomore, unbelievable. He does a bunch of different events, multi-sport athlete, big-time future for this kid, running 15:1. Sam Carr, he runs 15:2 from Notre Dame. And mind you, there's no Trenton Powell in this race. Trenton Powell's a 14-second 110 hurdler. So, this race was insane. Terrence Dorsey runs 15:7 from Cape Central. Unbelievable race. Really, really cool to see these times these kids put up. And then I repeat the same thing here in the 300 hurdles, because you have, once again, Patrick Slack. Everybody's chasing Patrick Slack in these races. And he's, whenever you have somebody that's, a next level type of athlete, they pull the other people with them, right? These other people are chasing them. You have somebody to actually chase out in front of you, somebody to try to run down. It pushes people to big-time things, and that's what happened here in the 300 as well. Slack goes 38:45 to win it. But then huge shout-out, Memphis Maddox, another sophomore over at Jackson, multi-sport kid as well, football player. First year, I think, running hurdles, and he goes 39:75. Right behind him, kid from Malden goes 39:82, Elijah Beckett. And then Gage Parker right behind him, 39:95. Both PRs for all those kids PR. Top 5 all PR'd. Awesome. Awesome performance. Seeing this many kids go sub 40, I believe, and that's a school record now. It was in the 300 hurdles. They're both, I believe, technically, ahead of the previous school record. Shout out James Fortner, my guy. He held the record for a long time at 40:78 from the 03 championships there, looks like, online. Gage Parker now and Memphis Maddox both jump ahead all time. Memphis Maddox now the all-time fastest 300 hurdler at Jackson High School. He's only run, let me click on his name here. He's only run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's run 5 races in his life from this distance, so a special kid. He's an unbelievable athlete. If you saw him play football, it's not a surprise. Kid can run, kick and run for days. Freak athlete, but man, oh man, what a day. This track, I'm telling you, this track put up some performances. This past Saturday in the 4x1, knocking about another great performance. Jackson goes 42-01 here. That is a school record in the 4x1 on the boys' side. That was Barrett and Blaine Reagan, Jalen Hampton, Memphis Maddox. So you've got the Reagan brothers, and you've got, including Gage in the 300 Gage, Memphis, Jalen Hampton. You've got the best backfield in maybe the state of Missouri, all out there in your track program. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You're going to win some races. So shout out to them. Notre Dame came in fourth there in the 4x1, 44-47. The 4x2, Poplar Bluff wins it. Cape comes in second. Notre Dame in third. Jackson got fifth there in the 4x2. In the 4x4, I believe this is a school record for Cape Central. They go 326-82. Aiden Dockery, Demarion Williams, who I mentioned earlier, Tayon Carter, Elijah Cheek, who does well running the 4, running the 8 as well for the Tigers. So big time showing by those guys. A really, really nice 4x4. Immediately puts them in an interesting spot there in Class 4. Looking for a chance to advance into the state meet. We'll see how they decide to kind of divvy up events as we get there. And then in the 4x8, Notre Dame absolutely dominates, 8-17-36. Aiden Morris, Jackson Jones, Cole Gross, Nicholas Dial. They get first. Jackson comes in second. Cape Central in fourth. Saxony in fifth. Over on the field events, staying here with the guys, Isaiah Husky wins the shot. He goes 54-8 3/4. Gavin Shin, though, for the Indians, puts up a PR of 54-2.75. So big time throw out of Gavin. Kind of another situation, I think, where it's like, hey, you've got a kid who's a beast and Isaiah Husky to chase, and then Jamie Adams comes in third of Cape Central. You got a guy like that in front of you, really, really motivates you to put up a big-time throw. In the discus, I do want to give a big shout-out, kid, a little bit south of our listening area, I guess, but Carter Berger of Scott City, 184.4 in the discus. Insane. One of the best throws in America this year. Insane throw. Shout out to him. He's one of the best in the state right there. Stamped himself that. Isaiah Husky puts up another PR here in the discus. He's getting better and better every week since coming back from injury. He goes 174.2. Bryson Wessel puts up a big PR. He goes 163.2. So, these kids put up, it was a big-time day. It was a big-time day over there at Cape Central. It was a ton of fun to keep track of throughout the afternoon. In the javelin, Clark Jones, our high finisher around here over at Saxon, he puts up a PR. In the jav, going 161.6, and the Max Pardon right behind him, 157.3 to come in fourth and fifth place for those two guys. High jumping, that is where, I bring back up, mentioned Demarion Williams earlier. Really, really good 100 hurdler. He also is a very good high jumper. He goes 6 feet 4 3/4 inches. He gets first place in that. Jaden Johnson, a kid who's also a really good basketball player, 6'2 3/4, come in third. Ryan Laria Jackson comes in fifth in the high jump. Over in the pole vault pit, once again, we've got another PR, another state leading number here. Kent Sheridan goes up an inch over his 16 feet he had last week. He goes 16-1, and another PR, another school record, number one by himself now in the state. He was tied with another kid, I think, from Blair Oaks, at 16 feet even. Now he's up over that mark, and he's poised to maybe win a state title this year. I hope he does. I hope he gets it done. Ellis Bruni, who we'll talk about more in a little bit, he gets second place there, 14.4 Landon Kohler, of Cape Central, comes in fourth. So shout out to the pole vaulters, man. Kent Sheridan, unbelievable. He's going to Illinois State next year to jump, or pole vault, Big time athlete, dude. He's come up in that top three, kind of second place in the pole vault the last couple years. I'm rooting for this year as the year he gets it done. Long jump, shout out to the kids from the Boot Hill. Dientes Dobbins, Javante Payne getting first and second. But Jaden Johnson from Cape Central gets third. Ryan Larry of Jackson gets fourth. And D'Antoine Johnson gets eighth from Jackson to score a couple points there for the freshman. So out to those guys. And the triple jump up here, Adrian Belcher, Cape Central, puts up a PR, 42.9.5, coming fourth over there. And, yeah, just an unbelievable day. On the boys' side, Jackson does come up with the win. They put up 153 team points. Cape Central is second. Notre Dame fourth. Saxony overall comes in ninth place. Man, unbelievable day over there on the boys' side. And the girls, not much different. There were some incredible performances. Let's get over into that. In the 100 meters, as you would expect, the hometown favorite, the home crowd favorite, Taraji Riley, 11.80. Kind of slight work for her at this point, which is crazy to say, but she's one of the best in the state. She's going to be a state contender, so best of luck to her as we continue on this year. She keeps building. Brooklyn Williams of Jackson comes in fourth, but I missed. Haley Williams gets third. She puts up a PR, 12.57. Brooklyn Williams puts up a PR, 12.60. And Anaya Bonzi puts up 12.95, also a PR for her. JoJo Iwuchukwu puts up 13.02. It's a PR for her, only a freshman, so some talented girls as well over there on the other side of the track. Then Jesse Iwuchukwu puts up a season's best, 25.95, to come in second in the girls 200. Bonzi of Jackson gets sixth. Rayleigh Matthews of Saxony comes in seventh. Good showing there. Girl from Poplar Bluff, Lynn Cottrell, running really, really well there in the 200 to win it. In the 400, it is basketball superstar Elise Edwards getting first place from Kennett in the PR 101.50, 101.50. Hallie King of Jackson, she gets second, only a freshman. She runs 101.88. Lily Brotherton gets a PR of 103.67. Rayleigh Matthews behind her in fourth. Charlotte Jessel from Jackson in fifth. It's a great showing there. So when you get around that 60-second mark, you have a chance to do some things as you progress through the state. So it's kind of exciting to see some of these girls jumping up there. Hallie King, who I mentioned, got second in the 4, comes back, gets first in the 800, runs 2:24.98, state championship for her as only a ninth grader, really impressive. Then a PR set by Danica Marriott, the junior from Cape Central. She runs 2:26. And then Annabelle Naughton of Notre Dame comes in third, another ninth grader, man. She runs 2:29, so big-time showing. We got a lot of young kids out here running, a lot of young kids who are super talented, so that's really positive to see that you're not going to just lose all these senior kids that are dominating. It's going to keep rolling over in the next year. In the 1600, somebody you've come to expect here, Lily Coy gets first place, 5:29. There in the 16, Emma Nibalski of Jackson gets third. Jolyn Zhang of Notre Dame gets fourth. Whitney Cox of Jackson then comes in seventh. In the 3200, Lily Coy pulls off the double. She runs 11:48. She wins in a landslide because second place is her teammate Amelia Peters at 12:14. So a big win for Lily Coy. Hannah Funk of Jackson comes in fourth. Special shout out to those girls running really well. In the 100 hurdles, our best finisher up here, Maria Sire, she comes in third. Cadence Turner comes in fourth. And Isabella Ivy comes in fifth place. So a bunch of PRs there as well. Carly-Ann Kosu, kind of the leader in the clubhouse from Chaffee, as one would expect. Kind of that person, that pace car everybody else is chasing out there. In the hurdles, really pulled a lot of people to some big numbers, as she also won the 300, she got second in the 300 hurdles behind Lynn Cottrell, I mentioned earlier, Poplar Bluff beast. But Grayson Maurer of Notre Dame, she gets third there in the 300 hurdles. Kendall Leland of Jackson comes out, gets a nice fourth place finish, 50.53. And then Rena Matthews from Saxony's in sixth. Her teammate Cadence Turner gets sixth. And then Ivy, who I just mentioned a moment ago, comes in seventh there in the 300 hurdles. In the girls 4x1, not a surprise, the Cape Central Tigers get first place. The quartet of Claire Smith, Haley Williams, Aaliyah Jackson, Taraji Riley get it done there. But Jackson comes in second. Notre Dame comes in third. So those three leading the pack here are Cape County teams. And in the 200, it's Notre Dame's turn. They win it. The quartet of Maria Sire, Claire Fouch, Grayson Maurer, and Jessie Iwuchukwu, also really, really good jumpers there. Jackson gets second. It's Ivy Leland, Maria Haynes, Stella Roosler. In the 4x4, it is Cape Central leading the way. They come in second behind Poplar Bluff, who was in first, but Tigers foursome of Aaliyah Jackson, Caden Kern, Jaden Young, Danica Marriott get second, then Notre Dame third, Jackson fourth in the 4x4. In the 4x8, Notre Dame wins that. Saxony comes in third, Jackson in fourth. It's a nice showing there by the Crusaders. And we get to some of the throws here. Shot put wise, I mean, as far as field athletes go, you got to give a big shout out here to a girl I'm about to mention a lot, Katarina Ellefson of Jackson. She gets first in the shot put. She throws 35 feet, 1 inch. Emily Sterling third there for the Tigers. In the discus, Katarina Ellefson comes in third place. She goes 113.7, but right ahead of her is Layla Bergfield of Cape Central. So really nice throws here locally. But then the big one, Kat Ellefson wins the javelin. So she wins the shot put, wins the javelin, gets third, I think I just said, in the discus. And that put her in big-time company. So she goes 149.11 in the javelin. At that time, that put her number 2 in the entire state of Missouri, number 9 in the United States, number 9 in America. And her teammate right behind her, Jayla Smith, good basketball player, puts up the 31st best time in the state of Missouri, or 31st best throw in the state of Missouri this year, 125. Big time throws, man. And shout out to Kat Ellefson. She was the high scorer as far as female field athletes go. Then we get the high jump. Jessie Iwuchukwu comes in second, and her teammate Mavis Shaheen comes in third. Behind them, Scarlett Whitvick, Caden Kern, both of Cape Central, in fourth and fifth. In the pole vault, Cottrell of Poplar Bluff, who does a little bit of everything, she gets first. But then Amelia Fox of Jackson second, Casey Call of Saxony third, then Sarah Seaball, then Lily Morningstar, Annabelle Naughton, Eleanor Ramdeal. Everybody, one after the other, all of our local kids coming in. But all of them chasing Lynn Cottrell there in first place. In the long jump, it was Brooklyn Williams of Jackson. She won it 17.225. And then the one I want to talk about also, really, really impressive, is in the triple jump, because you've got a triumvirate, I guess you could say, triumvirate. I don't think there's an N in that word, triumvirate, of girls from Notre Dame. Claire Fouch, she gets first place. She jumps 38.325 in the triple. Right behind her, JoJo Iwuchukwu. And then in third place, Grayson Mowers. So the Bulldogs go 1, 2, 3, putting up the number 3, the number 4, and the number 26 jumps in the state of Missouri this year for those 3 girls. So big time showing, and those 3 girls are a big reason why Notre Dame won the team event on the girls' side. They got 158 points to edge out Jackson, who had 150. Cape had 77 to finish fourth. Saxony was 6th with 38. So that is the SEMO Conference track meet. Look, I know there's been postseason stuff. There's seasons that have been ended already, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But, man, that meet on Friday, this past Friday, was just insane, and I was just blown away. I mean, especially early in the meet, you get the 100, and you've got, like I said, the Reagans going 1037, 1050. It was unbelievable. So let me jump back in time here. We'll talk about some baseball from this past week. We've got some, I'd say, some interesting scores. Obviously, we've got the backdrop of the SEMO Conference Tournament going on as well. This past weekend, that started going into this week as well. But we'll go all the way back to Wednesday, April 29th. So early this past week and kind of throughout the week, we've had to deal with a lot of rain outs, things like that for outdoor sports. So you're dealing with the weather. Obviously, it's an issue when you're in the spring outside. You can't control that. So we've lost some games, and pushing up to the end of the year here, a lot of those just aren't going to get made up across all sports. So we'll see how it goes. Some of these games might get made up that did get pushed back, but keep an eye out on social media and things like that. But anyway, Saxony, I want to mention, they knock off St. Pius back this past week, 5-4. I mean, this Saxony team has been playing really, really well. Right now, I mean, we'll get to a couple more games, but I mean, they're 14-3. they are just playing so well right now. They're doing it different ways. They put up a ton of runs in some ball games. The pitching at times plays well. I mean, in this one, Kai McDowell had a couple of RBIs to lead the way there, and I believe Zach Ross goes 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, no earned runs, strikes out 4. So a good day at the ballpark for those kids, and they come away with another good victory. Right behind, or also that same day, Cape Central, they take on a pretty solid Hillsborough team. They win that one 3-0. Nice win for Cape Central. And also Notre Dame takes on Charleston that day. They win that one lopsided, as you would expect. That one was 13-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Londaway puts up 3 RBIs. You got, Houston Crawford had a couple. Self had a couple. Chase Lawson had a couple. Yeah, Heiser had a couple. So there were kids all over the batting order, hitting well in that ball game. I think they finished with 14 hits as a team. So pretty good day at the park there for the Bulldogs. Sticking with the regular season games, Advance though knocked off Saxony. Like I said, only their 3rd loss of the season, but kind of an eye-opening loss a little bit. 10-0. Got away from the Crusaders a bit. But Advance is a good small school team, so not a huge surprise there. So, in the meantime, we got started with the SEMO Conference Tournament I mentioned in baseball. Kind of played at various locations: Jackson, Notre Dame, Capahall, Cape, etc. In the first round, Jackson was a 1 seed. They took on Kennett. They won that 10-0. The game below them in the 4-5 matchup, Notre Dame is the 4. They beat Sykeston 4-0 to get a shutout win there. They played that at home. Then Cape Central took on Kelly. Nice win for Cape Central. This is a Kelly team that pushed them to extra innings, I believe, in their first matchup. So they went out, they won that 5-0. It's also a Kelly team, I believe, that beat Notre Dame. So talented Kelly team. They're a dangerous team, I think, coming into this. So Cape definitely did not take them lightly. They got the 5-0 win. And then at the bottom of the bracket, Bluff, the 3 seed, beat Dexter 9-2. So that set up on the championship side, Jackson versus Notre Dame, and then Cape taking on Poplar Bluff. Jackson, they did get the 3-1 victory over Notre Dame. This is a game that's already happened once this season. Jackson beat Notre Dame earlier in the year. What was the score there? 5-1 was that one. Jackson wins this 3-1, like I said. I mean, really good pitching. It's, no moral victories, but Jackson they're a very, very good baseball team. All right. Like they've been in the top 10 all year in the state in Class 6. So, like I said, no moral victories, things like that, but Notre Dame played really well. It was Drew Parsons on the mound. He goes 6 innings. He only gives up 1 hit, 1 earned run. He walked 3. He struck out 12 on the day. Ryan Turlington came in, got the save in closing duty there for the Indians. Had a couple of multi-hit guys, Adler Flynn in the 2-hole, Dawson Eftink, who's been unbelievable this year in the 3 spot. They both go 2 for 3, kind of lead the way for the Jackson offense. Obviously, Notre Dame struggled at the plate, only 1 hit. Houston Crawford got the hit. Houston Crawford also was the starting pitcher. He pitched well through strikes. Only gave up 6 hits, only walked 3. But Jackson does get the win. They put themselves in the championship game where they face off against Poplar Bluff because the Poplar Bluff Mules unfortunately knock off Cape Central 5-2. Can't get rid of the sweetie. Just tough ball game for the Tigers. It was a close game. Obviously, pretty good pitching. Zayd Hickey got the start for them. Gave up 3 earned in 4 innings, only 5 hits. But the offense just couldn't get going. They got 5 hits in the ball game. They only walked a couple of times. True Blood down there at the bottom of the order actually went 2 for 3, had an RBI. But it was the big bats in the middle of the lineup. Just couldn't get going. Obviously, really good starting pitching there by the Tabanera kid from Poplar Bluff. So, it's about what you expected, I think, coming into this tournament. I don't know what other people kind of expected. I really viewed Jackson and Bluff as probably the two best teams in Southeast Missouri, or at least in the SEMO Conference. So that is how this one has gone. So, like I mentioned at the top of the show, the game is happening in live action, or as the podcast is happening. So I will be updating you throughout as we run through this ball game. So continuing on, one more game to talk about. Really funny scheduling quirk. So Jackson is playing in the SEMO Conference Tournament, right? They play they played Friday, and then they played Saturday, and then on Sunday they went up to St. Louis, played a baseball game at Busch Stadium against O'Fallon, Illinois. O'Fallon, Illinois, also one of the best teams in the state of Illinois. So really good competition for Jackson. You see a lot of different outlets having them ranked different places. I mean, some of them top 10, right behind Edwardsville, things like that. Overall in the state, and Jackson took care of business, beat them 11-4. Dawson F-Tink goes 3 for 3, 4 RBIs. Drew Parson had a 3 RBI double. Adler Flynn also hit the ball well, went 2 for 4. He came around, scored 3 runs himself, had 2 RBIs. So really, really good showing by the Indians up there against a really, really talented O'Fallon team, the O'Fallon Panthers. Jumping over to girls soccer. Past week, Cape Central, another heartbreaker. They lose in PKs 3-2 to North County. And then they turn around, have to play against crosstown rival Jackson. Not an easy way to kind of bounce back. Jackson does get the 8-0 Mercy Rule victory in the ballgame. Bryn Banderman had a hat trick. She put up 3 goals. And then we've got 5 goals from Ashlyn Dawes, Rudy Klund, Maddie Stelling, Tinsley Murley, and Rachel Berger. Over at Notre Dame that evening as well, they shut out Poplar Bluff 3-0. Maya Thibault, I think, had 2 goals, I believe, in the ballgame. So they won 3-0. Then Friday, after winning 8-0 over Cape Central, Jackson takes on a pretty good Northwest team, another Class 4 team. And the Indians win 3-1. 3 different goal scorers in that one. Rachel Berger, Ashlyn Dawes, and Maggie Grunlow get the goals for the Indians. I mentioned, we talked about SEMO Conference track meet. So we'll jump over to boys golf. At the Melville tournament, that was I believe, the last regular season event for a few teams. And, or at least I believe the last regular season tournament. Could be wrong here, but we'll jump in. We'll talk about postseason in a minute. Jackson comes in second as a team. Caden Shaw ties for third. He shoots a 76. Sam Crowley, 17th at 81. And then Weston Stroud tied for 20th with an 82. And then the Notre Dame Bulldogs, they were up there as well at Melville. They finished 5th as a team, but Tate Shively, he's also in 3rd place. And Max LeGrand finishes top 10 in 9th place. Over in boys tennis, we are in the postseason there as well. Talk about that in a second. The Jackson Indians took place in the Farmington Invitational. The different flights there. Flight 1, Warren Jones got 2nd place. Flight 2, Seth Murley got 3rd. And Flight 3, Braylon Forrester got 3rd. And Flight 4, Aaron Halls got 1st. And 5, Jeremy Essner got 2nd. And then in 6th, Keaton Garrett came in 1st place. And as far as regular season stuff goes, boys volleyball had a couple of matches. Notre Dame shut out Lutheran St. Charles, swept them 3-0, 25-12, 25-23, and 25-19. But Lutheran St. Charles got the best of our other local squad, and they beat Saxony 3-1, unfortunately. So we got a lot going on this week. We can start with what we have postseason wise, which we're there. We're there, man. We're at the very end of the year. In boys tennis, we've wrapped up a lot of seasons already. The Indians competed up in Class 3. Unfortunately, nobody is going to be continuing on their season in state meets, at least individually. So nobody advancing out of there, but really good year for Jackson tennis. I mean, they go. I just saw the final from today, or that I'll talk about in a minute. But really strong season. They won the SEMO Conference regular season, win the SEMO Conference Tournament, first time in school history. So shout out to Coach Adams and Capriola. Shout out to them over there. Really, really strong year. I mean, really just kind of dominated competition around here. You look at their closest matches: 6-3 against Bluff, 6-3 against Notre Dame. So great year for the Indians, but they don't advance anybody out. Really tough Class 3, District 1. And then in the team event, they do fall in the first round to SLU, and SLU was a 3 seed, Jackson was a 6 seed. SLU does shut them out 5-0, unfortunately. So that ends their season. Down in Class 2, in the individual tournament, we'll get there first, we had people advancing from Cape and Notre Dame. So from Cape, Will and Bruce Miller, very, very cool. They advanced to the Class 2 doubles tournament. And then individually from Notre Dame, you've got Owen Blattle and Michael Bogdanovich, who are both advanced in singles because Owen Blattle 6-0'd Michael Bogdanovich in the championship. But you both got to the finals. You both advanced to the state tournament there. So that is really cool to see. So best of luck to those guys as they move forward here in state. And speaking of state, Notre Dame, I know, has wrapped up their first round matchup. They took on Rockwood Summit in the first round, and they win that one 5-0. So they will continue on here. Class 2, District 1 team tournament. And for the Cape Central Tigers, they took on Festus in the first round, and they also will be advancing. They win 5-0 as well against Festus, which is really, really fun because that then sets up a meeting in the semifinals between our local teams here of Cape and Notre Dame. Class 2, District 1. They will be facing off this Tuesday. I don't have the time on that right now. It will be Notre Dame. It will be Cape Central. That'll be going on at Notre Dame. We'll see how the weather works out. Right now, you click on it, it says showers, possibly thunderstorm in the area. So TBD on how that'll go. But shout out to both those teams advancing. Best of luck here as you guys take on each other. Big time rivalry, a local rivalry, in-town rivalry in the playoffs is very cool to see. So reel it back in here. Talk about what we have going on this week. Regular season baseball-wise, you've got Saxony is going to Woodland Tuesday. Shout out to friend of the program, Landon Watkins over there at Woodland. And then Cape Central is on the road at DeSoto Wednesday. Thursday, we got a full slate. We have Saxony is going on the road to Delta. Notre Dame, really tough game. They are going to Scott City, one of the very, very best small schools in the state of Missouri and in the area. Big-time rivalry, another tough matchup. Cape is going to Poplar Bluff in a rematch of a game that just happened. When this one goes on, it'd be less than a week beforehand. And then Jackson Thursday. They are hosting Seckman, big-time ball game. This is a district game, so very important seeding-wise for the Indians. And also Seckman, really talented. They've got, I think, 20 wins on the season. They are loaded. So it's going to be a big-time ball game. I implore you to get out, go check it out. Your boy will not be in attendance. I will be in Springfield, Missouri, and then Oklahoma, moving my sister. Unrelated, but I will unfortunately not be in attendance. Then Friday, another tough small school matchup for Notre Dame. They will be hosting Cooter. Cooter's a really good team, so it's good. Notre Dame's really challenging themselves here late in the season. They've got some tough small school matchups. On Saturday, Jackson goes on the road up in St. Louis again, another tough Metro Catholic team. They're facing DeSmet up there. It's a doubleheader. And Cape Central, they'll be on the road over in Rolla, where they take on Rolla, and they'll be facing Springfield Catholic, a really good team as well. I think I saw they're receiving some votes in the latest state poll. In girls soccer, you've got a couple games that we'll talk about next week that we're going to miss early in the week. But Tuesday, Cape is on the road. They go over to Southern Illinois. They're taking on Carbondale. And Notre Dame, tough road trip up north to Perryville on Tuesday. And then Jackson, this will be an interesting one. It kind of reminds me of the basketball game here where, south of St. Louis County, there was nobody that could really hang with Jackson whatsoever, except a little tiny school over in Perryville. St. Vincent pushed them in the Christmas Tournament Championship. Well, in this case, Jackson is going to Perryville to play St. Vincent on Wednesday. Look, I don't know how the matchup is going to be whenever you cross over here between Jackson and St. Vincent. They're very, very good small school. They have an unbelievable individual player in Lana Adams, so it'll be cool. Very cool opportunity. Jackson's got a lot of young girls, and they get to go up against one of the very best seniors in the state of Missouri, so that's cool. Then Thursday, Saxony is on the road at Fredericktown. And Friday, Cape will be hosting Saxony. We get another local rivalry. So Saxony goes Thursday, Friday, and this one will be over at Cape Central. So should be fun matchup there for everybody. In track and field, we're getting down here to the nitty-gritty. We'll talk about it a little bit more in just a second. But a regular season meet up in Hillsboro on Friday. Cape and Jackson will be up there. And then Saturday, we get the district meets started. So on Saturday, Notre Dame will be hosting the Class 3 District 1 meet. So they will be hosting Class 3 District 1. That will be Class 1 District 1 and Class 3 District 1, all both running there at Notre Dame that day. So if you're going, get there early. If you live right down the road from Notre Dame like me, good luck. And then also the same day, Saxony will be hosting the Class 2 District 1 meet. So very, very cool. We get a lot of teams coming here to this area. So a lot of great track and field to go see. And let's see here if I can get the internet to cooperate with me. We will be taking a look here at where things kind of stand for these kids in the district meet. So a very cool thing. Athletic.net, where all these stats are located if you ever want to look this stuff up and see, kind of like live results too from meets, things like that. So looking over at the Class 2 District 1 meet at Saxony, let's look at who they have competitive-wise. I believe, if it's still the same as it used to be back in the olden days, the top 4 at this meet, the district meet, will advance to the sectional meet. And then top 4 in sectional go to the state meet. So looking at, contenders to advance through for Saxony in the 100, Alan Rudd, Maxim Mayhew are 7 and 8 right now. It's going to be tough to get out of there. Obviously, the Schoaf at Kelly leads the way, but you're going to have to run 11 low probably to get out of this district. In the 200, Maxim Mayhew from Saxony actually holds the 4th fastest time. If he's able to run 22, mid, maybe even 22 high, get you through, but it's going to be tight. So best of luck to him. And then in the 400, he is 4th as well there. So Maxim right there on the cut line. But if he's able to run, 51 low, it's going to be competitive. You've got 3 guys that have run sub 51. They're ahead of him. Depending on what they do with Schoaf over at Kelly, he's 1 in the 1 and the 2, and he's 2nd in the 400. So we'll see if they put him in every event. But so Maxim is right there. He has a shot to get through there in the 400, I think. So he just got to run well, but I know he's capable of doing so. Sliding down to the 1600, Nicholas Dial and Evan Ward, as far as their PRs go, is 7 and 8. But you're going to have to put up a whale of a time to get through here. They're going to have to drop their PR by about 15 seconds if they want to get through there, but we shall see. Mark Ritchie, his best time sits at 6th in the 32. It's going to be tight. You might need somebody ahead of you to maybe run a little bit poorly, but he has a chance to get through. The 110 hurdles, Saxony has the number 1 and the number 2 time right now in the district. Nashawn Davis, by 2 seconds, is in first place in the 100 and the 110 hurdles. So barring something catastrophic, I think he should be through. And then Otis Turner, he's in 2nd, 1669. I mean, right now it looks like those two should coast through. And then Turner is also 2nd in the 300 hurdles as well. I don't know if Saxony's going to run Davis in the 3 or not. But if they do, I think he has a good shot to get through. But Turner, he sits in second behind Elijah Beckett. I mean, he's 5 seconds behind Beckett's PR, which just happened at the SEMO Conference Meet. Turner's PR also just came in at the conference meet. He ran 44.58. So if he's able to run somewhere in that 44-45 range, I think he should safely get through. Relay teams, Saxony's 4x1 is third in the district. 4x2, they check in at seventh. Their 4x4 is fourth, so another one right there on the cut line. It'll kind of depend on how they divvy up their runners here. And the 4x8 team of Chambliss, Klaus, Ritchie, and Ward is third, where, it might be a race there for that third, fourth spot, but they should be in, I think. Now, looking at field events, where does Saxony rank here? Clark Jones with that big throw over to the SEMO Conference Meet. He sits at third right now in the javelin. If you're able to go, 155 or higher, if he's able to hit 160 again like he did the other day, I think he should be comfortably through. Jumping-wise, I don't know. Saxony, Jones is seventh in the long jump, which is all pretty tight right there. So he has a chance to get through, I believe, in the long jump as well. So we'll flip over to the girls' side. Class 2, District 1. Saxony there will have Rayleigh Matthews' name is going to show up a lot in this. So Rayleigh Matthews sits at sixth in the 100. She sits at fourth in the 200. So that'll be a tight one, but I think she might be able to get through there. And then for Saxony, you've got Rayleigh Matthews sits at fourth in the 200 as well. Or excuse me, in the 400 as well. And then Madeline Hager is at sixth at Saxony. Then, would you know it? Rayleigh Matthews is third right now in the 800 in Class 2 District 1. So that'll be a competitive one. If she's able to hover around that 240 even mark, she should be able to get through. And Emmy Binkson just outside looking in is ranked fifth in Class 2 District 1. In the 1600 meters, you've got Briley Myers sitting at fourth. Gretchen Wolf, Brand Horse, they're at 8 and 9 for Saxony girls right now. In the 100 hurdles, Cadence Turner looks like she might be able to be in. She's second right now, well behind, first place Carly Ann Kosu, but it's going to be tight right there, second, third, fourth, I think, but Cadence Turner, she's able to run what she has been lately, should be able to get through. Then Rena Matthews sits in second for the Crusaders in the 300 hurdles, and Turner is fourth there as well. It's going to be a tough race there, but I like Turner to get through in both hurdle races. Their 4x1 team sits at fifth place. Their 4x2 sits at sixth, and their 4x4 sits in fourth place. And then the 4x8 team is second. So it'll be competitive once again, but they have a shot to get through in at least a couple of the relays. Wouldn't surprise me. In field events, shot put, Casey Call sits in second place. It's going to be competitive up there at the top. A lot of girls throwing 31, 32. So that'll be a tough one. Hager is eighth right now in the discus. Casey Call in the javelin sits at seventh. Got to take a big jump got to get over 100 feet probably to qualify out of that district. In the high jump, she sits at seventh. Casey Call, that is, sits at seventh in the high jump. She just does every field event. She's also first right now in the pole vault. Her and then Sarah Seaball second as well. Those two girls I think should comfortably be through in the pole vault. Long jump, Rayleigh Matthews. Once again, Rayleigh Matthews, you can have to pick you can only do 4 events. I'm sorry. Second in the long jump, and Cadence Turner ninth there. And that does it, I believe, there. Class 2, District 1. So a lot of kids, I think, have a good shot to make their way out of districts there for Saxony, but that's why we run the race. So Class 3, District 1 is where you find Notre Dame, boys, girls. It's going to be an interesting race. So they've got a lot of options here in the sprints, because right now in the 100 meters, they've got Hudson Dennis is second, Dylan Newman is third, Andrew Peterson is fourth. That is where they sit. In the 200 meters, you've got Hudson is second, Newman is fourth, and then Ethan Casey is ninth. So it's probably going to be Hudson and Newman there in the 2. In the 400, Nicholas Dial sits in 3rd with Dennis and Casey at 9 and 10 down there. So probably going to see a lot of Hudson Dennis in the 1, the 2, and the 4. So we shall see how Notre Dame breaks that up, though. And the 800, Aiden Morris, his PR is 3 seconds faster than the next fastest kid. He's up there. Then Cole Gross, right there on that cut line. It's going to be there's 3 kids running 2:04. He's right there with the 16, Aiden Morris. Once again, he's all by himself in the 16. And then Jackson Jones is going to be fighting against a whole smattering of Herculaneum kids to get in there as well. In the 32, once again, Aiden Morris. I'm curious to see if they try to go all 3. If he runs the 8, the 16, and the 32, that's really tough on your body. So I'll see what they do. I'm curious to see what they do, but he has a big PR advantage over anybody in the 32. And then Jackson Jones sits at 4th. The hurdles, Trenton Powell, Sam Carr should be through. They sit at 2nd and 3rd. They have a nice cushion behind them. In the 300 hurdles, Trenton Powell sits in 2nd. Kind of a similar. I mean, it's going to be tight. You're going to have to run about 40 or below, but he's very capable. Sam Carr sits in 7th. The Notre Dame 4x1 team currently sits in first place by over a second. So if Powell, Newman, Peterson, and Dennis are healthy and ready to go, they should be able to qualify. They should be probably punching their ticket to the state finals. The 4x2, they're also in first there by over a second. And the 4x4, they have a 3-second advantage over anybody else in the district. And then the 4x8, you thought 3 seconds was a lot. How about 11? They were 11 seconds faster than this team in second place. So Notre Dame could put all their relays through, depending on, once again, how they divvy up runners. Over in field events, the big one that stands out, Ellis Bruni. He sits at first in the district in pole vault by a mile. So I like where he's at. Owen Steigmeyer, he's a name I don't see a lot, but he has the 3rd highest vault in the district right now. So he's in a good spot. In triple jump, Brendan Dial sits at 5th. So he's going to have to hit, 40 high, 41 maybe to get through, but it's possible. The possibility is there, I think, for him. Over on the girls' side, another opportunity. I think they're going to send a lot of people through. Jesse Iwachukwu sits at 4th. JoJo Iwachukwu sits at 6th in the 100. In the 200, Jesse is at 2nd. In the 400, Jesse is in 5th. It's going to be really, really competitive. A lot of people right there at 1:01, 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 seconds. So it's going to be very competitive. In the 800, Annabelle Naughton sits in 2nd. I think she has a good shot. The 1600, you got Coy and Peters, who I think have a good chance to advance in the 16 and the 3200. The hurdles, Maria Sires sits at first place in the 100 hurdles. In the 3, Grayson Maurer sits at first place in the 300 hurdles. So I think they're safely through. Notre Dame's 4x1 team sits in 2nd place right now. Their 4x2 is 3rd. 4x4 is 4th. Their 4x8 is 2nd. They've got a chance to get a lot of people through there as well. Cicely Coelho sits in 4th right now for discus. It's going to take right around that 100-foot mark where she sits. Javelin, same thing with Maria Sires. She's kind of right in there, 111 with a couple other girls. As far as the jumps go, Notre Dame has a chance to put some girls through there as well. Claire Fouch is in 1st in the triple. JoJo Iwachukwu is in 2nd. Grayson Mauer's in 5th. So once again, we'll see how they decide that. Fouch is in 3rd in the long. Galati is 4th. Iwachukwu is 6th. Pole vault, Annabelle Naughton is right there. She could get through, but we shall see how they break that down as well. So, best of luck to those runners. I think we have a lot of boys and girls, Saxony and Notre Dame both, that have a really, really good chance to at least advance to the next weekend, get into that sectional meet, and hey, see where things fall. Try to punch your ticket to the state. That'd be very, very cool to see. So best of luck to all of them, and then we'll get to some of the bigger classes here next week as well when we get to districts. So should be fun to see. Very, very cool time of year, and it's win or go home, or in this case, finish top 4 or go home. So then SEMO Conference boys golf right now. Once again, peek behind the curtain. It's 7 p.m. on Monday, May 4th. So these results are all kind of trickling into me right now. I know Poplar Bluff got first in the SEMO Conference Tournament in golf. Jackson came in second as a team. They shot .321. Sam Crowley, the high finisher for the Indians, he came in third with a 75, and Caden Shaw sixth, shooting 78. So congrats to those guys getting it done. And let's see here. I mentioned boys tennis. We are in there. We're, in the semifinals. You got Cape versus Notre Dame. Very, very cool opportunity. Then Wednesday, and it's just bang, bang, bang. Wednesday, the winner will be playing in the championship. Really cool opportunity, for either team to we'll see how they match up. Obviously, see how the weather works out to see if this match even gets done. But there's a good chance whoever the winner is between Cape and Notre Dame, that they will be seeing the 1 seed. That 1 seed is Poplar Bluff. So another big-time SEMO Conference rivalry potentially there in boys tennis as well. So that'll be really cool to see. Then finally, let's talk about some boys volleyball. We've got Notre Dame hosting St. Pius on Tuesday. Saxony is at Father McGivney. And then Thursday, Saxony goes to St. Pius on Thursday. So that'll be fun to watch out for. And then, that's right, that's the one scheduling quirk I noticed. So Saxony plays at St. Pius on Thursday. They go up to Festus, play them on Thursday. And then on Friday, they will be playing St. Pius again, because they are now also getting into their postseason, Class 1, District 1. Saxony will be playing St. Pius. It'll be May 8th at 6 p.m., and that'll be at Lutheran South. So up north, Tesson Ferry Road in St. Louis, Lutheran South. Weird deal, right? I mean, I like Saxony to win the ball game, but weird deal having to play St. Pius on Thursday at their place and go up to St. Louis and play them again. So kind of strange way the scheduling worked out there. But Notre Dame, they get a bye because they're the 2 seed in the district. So if Saxony is able to win, we'll get a rematch on May 12th at 6 p.m., and I believe that will also be at Lutheran South. It will be indeed. And Lutheran South is the 1 seed in the district tournament. They're a problem. All right, Lutheran South. They've beat Notre Dame. They beat Saxony. They are 26-3-1 right now. Early in the year, they beat Notre Dame 2-1 at Francis Howell. They beat Saxony at Northwest 2-0. They came down here and beat Notre Dame in a thriller 3-2, and they swept Saxony 3-0. So, look, Saxony and Notre Dame have gotten a crack at them a couple of times, so we'll see if third time's a charm here on whoever gets out of the rivalry here, the big-time rivalry, Southeast Missouri, between Notre Dame and Saxony. They'll be playing May 12th. The winner will probably get Lutheran South May 13th at Lutheran South at 5 p.m. So best of luck to those youngins. Otherwise, we don't have, a lot of postseason stuff out right now. I will kind of take a peek around our area, see how teams are doing and where they kind of stack up in their district really quick. Something I wanted to do today was look at the postseason because we're closing in on it, right? So we're going to start with, let's go to Jackson. So Jackson baseball is where we're going to start. We're going to start with baseball. Jackson in Class 6. District 1, it is a tough district because this year, I don't know if I mentioned it previously on the show, Vianney, the reigning Class 5 state champions, have now moved up to Class 6, and they are in Jackson's district. So, tough district gets tougher. You've got Vianney, Seckman, and Jackson all sitting with 20 wins. Oakville, they've got, a pitcher going to Tennessee. They've got 17 wins. Lindbergh, they've got 11 wins. Kirkwood has 11 wins. Like, all these teams have studs. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how this shakes out. It is going to be an absolute dogfight for whoever Jackson is facing, whoever they see. It is going to be a really, really, really good team. It looks like the host for the district is Lindbergh. So we'll see if all the games are played at Lindbergh or how that works out, but probably Jackson's going to be taking a road trip up north. So then we'll go to Cape Central. Cape Central's in Class 5, District 1, a district that was really tough last year. Got a little bit easier. But Cape Central technically has the most wins right now in the district, but they are in there with Poplar Bluff, who has 16 wins. Festus has 15. Good squad. Farmington has 15. Hillsborough has 12. Like, it's a tough district as well. Cape Central is going to be challenged regardless of who they play. The district looks like hosted by Farmington this year. So it will be a tough battle regardless of who they face in districts, but they're in a good spot right now. They're facing up to be near the top of the district. So Notre Dame dropped down one more class, Class 4, District 1. They're in the driver's seat to have the 1 seed there. They're 15-12. They have wins over Dexter, wins over Kennett. That's who's behind them. Dexter's with 12 wins. Doniphan and Kennett each have 11. Fredericktown 0-16. So it is what that is. And Notre Dame this year is going to be the district host. So cool opportunity for them. And then the Crusaders over at Saxony, they have a very tough district because of one team. They have Scott City in their district. Scott City is 25-1. They're going to be the 1 seed. But a very good shot. Saxony is the 2 seed. That's kind of how I see this one playing out. And Scott City is going to be hosting. So just got even tougher, right? So that's kind of how we're looking right now, postseason wise in baseball. We'll jump over and look at some. Let's look at some girls soccer. So we'll go to girls soccer. I will start with Notre Dame. The Notre Dame girls, they've dropped all the way down to Class 1, District 1 in girls soccer, which is kind of a crazy thing to look at right now. We've got a few games between now and then, but Notre Dame's in a big district, Class 1, District 1. Top of the district right now, record-wise, Brentwood at 11-1. Notre Dame has the 3rd most wins behind Collegiate School of Med Bioscience. It's a mouthful. Must be tough to put on a shirt. Let's see who the host is there. The host is, looks like Bishop DeBerg is the host this year. So, see how that goes. So, they will be up there in St. Louis most likely playing. I mean, they have a really good shot to win this district, in my opinion, but we will see how it goes once we get there. Looking at Saxony, they are in Class 2, District 1. It's kind of weird to think about, too, isn't it? They're in a tough district with St. Vincent kind of standing alone there at the top. They're 14-2. St. Pius at 10-3, Perryville. So Saxony is going to be one of the lower teams in that district. They only got 2 wins. They'll definitely be ahead of Fredericktown, who currently sits at 0. And St. Vincent will be the host. So good luck. Good luck coming out of that one. Going to be tough. Going to have your hands full. We'll get to. We'll jump over to Cape Central. Once again, the Tigers having a tough season. Only 1 win on the year right now. They are in Class 3, District 1. They're going to be near the bottom of that district. There's a couple teams with 1 win there, but you've got Windsor with 14, Festus with 11, Sykeston with 10. So it's going to be a tough district, but, anything can happen. It will be played up in Windsor is where the district is going to be hosted. And then Jackson in Class 4, District 1. I think I talked about it a few weeks back. A gauntlet of a district. No matter how good Jackson is, it's always going to be near impossible, we'll call it improbable, to get out of this district because you've got, Jorge Zoo sitting at the top. They're one of the best teams in America. You've got Narix Hall, who's very good. You've got Oakville, Lindbergh. These teams are super talented. So Jackson is going to end up being a decent seed. Unfortunately for them, they played Lindbergh early in the year on the road and lost. So it is probably going to knock them down probably somewhere in the middle of the pack, regardless of the record. And it will be hosted by Narix Hall. Unfortunately, we'll see how it shakes out, but unfortunately, Jackson could get stuck. Wouldn't surprise me to see them get stuck in like that 4 seed spot, which would stink, which would end up putting them against Jorge Zoo probably in the second round. But like I said, we'll get there when we get there. So we've got a little bit of time between now and then. So I just want to take a quick look, see how things kind of look right now as far as playoffs go. We've got a little bit of time, coming up this week. You have postseason in golf and some of the smaller classes as well. So we'll take a quick look over at golf as well. I mean, you've got Cape Central. Cape Central's in Class 4, District 1. That will be going on the 11th. Class 4, District 1 tournament will be taking place the 11th. That will be at Bogey Creek up in Farmington. Tough name, obviously. Bogey Creek up in Farmington. Notre Dame, the Bulldogs, they will also be there, Class 4, District 1 as well. And Jackson will be up in Class 5, District 1. That will be the 11th. Also, May 11th, that will be up in Eureka, the Legends Country Club in Eureka. So I believe I've talked about just about everything in the world and back here. We've got all the kind of postseason outlook we've got going on. It's coming up, man. We're at the very end of this year. We're at the very end of the school year. We're closing down. Prom's going over for pretty much everybody, I think. So it's getting there. So enjoy it while you can. I always tell you guys, go out, go watch, go support players, coaches, etc. A lot of people have put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort. Go appreciate what they're doing. As always, I'll be updating you guys online, on social media, things like that. So you can check us out, Exit 99 Sports, wherever, Facebook, X, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you find your information online, social media wise. I'll be there posting. A couple of special shout outs I saw. Carter Shipman, Jackson, he signed with Crowder College up north, and Ellis Bruni. I'm going to take Todd Richards' word for this, but Ellis Bruni signed with SEMO, be a part of the track program I mentioned earlier. He's one of the best pole vaulters in the state right now. And according to Todd Richards, he is the 12th member of his Bruni family to be a Red Hawk. So that's really, really cool. Really cool legacy for that family. I mean, a lot of names that have come through there, football, soccer, baseball, whatever. So track and field now. So there's a lot of Brunis, a lot of ties there to SEMO, to the family. So very cool opportunity for Ellis, and he's a good pole vaulter. So I'm rooting for him. Best of luck to him at the next level. But before we get to the next level, best of luck to him this year as we head into state track meet. Hope he's able to be there at the very end. I think he has a good shot of making it all the way to the state meet and, give himself a shot at least to put himself on the medal stand. So that'll be really cool to see. So we've got a lot of athletes, man. We've got a lot of teams that have really, really good chances of getting out of their district, even making state runs. So it's a cool time of year. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you for listening. Like I said, check us out. Follow along on social media. I'm always trying to post updates for, scheduling changes, but obviously hey, teams are playing this day or they're doing this, or this kid broke this record, things like that. So you can follow us there. As always, thank you guys. And I appreciate it. And I think we'll close out there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.